final score, Tulane 57, UCF 55. Knights will drop their 5th Conference USA game of the year. We'll get a quick comment now as Joey Giannini joined by Nate Carter. Joey?
Yeah, we're here with Nate Carter. Nate, talk about the performance. You guys got it so close there. What was Coach telling you 8 seconds left? What do you guys have to do to get the win?
Just keep playing, play aggressive. Like, if they didn't score, we just get to the rack, get a foul, get an easy bucket, you know. But, I mean,
so close, but you guys hit the road, you go to ECU. What do you guys need to do to change it for the Sunday?
we just need to get more fouls, you know, draw more fouls from the defense and get to the rack more and reverse the ball, continue to reverse the ball when we need to.
You guys shot 39% over their 35%, so your shooting was pretty good tonight. Talk about what else you guys need to do as far as the offensive perspective.
Score more buckets. We got a lot of chippies like at the rim, and we got to score those. We got to get the 50-50 balls. When the balls are in the air, we got to get those. So.
And lastly, talk about the hustle of this team. You guys just never gave up. You just keep fighting. Like, talk about that.
That's our drive. Like that motivates us. If we got to get each other going, we got to get ourselves going, and that's what we do. You know, that's we're a team player. So team. So we got to keep each other going.
Well, good luck, Nay.
All right, Joey, thank you much. Being joined now by head coach Joy Williams. And, Coach, tough break there down the end. You get a potential shot. Swarm there. BJ was a fade back there on the jump shot. But a tough loss here tonight against Tulane, in which they got some gifts here during the course of the evening. Some of those 50-50 balls that Nay just talked about.
Yeah, we just, you know, that's disappointing. We gave up a lot of 50-50 balls, and we knew it was going to be a competitive game. And, of course, Tulane is always a great challenge for us. But, you know, we had our opportunities, Scott, like you said, but against a good team like that, you got to capitalize, especially at home. You
outshoot Tulane here on the game percentage-wise. Get the 3-ball working. And you can't say enough about Brianna Jackson on a night in which some of our other scorers off games, Brianna Jackson able to create shots for us when we need it, as well as strike from the outside to get us back into the game.
Yeah, well, I thought BJ did a great job. She played with a lot of energy tonight, did a great job on the backboards, and, you know, just played with a lot of heart. And, you know, that's the thing that we know she can do every single night out. You know, tonight we just didn't get it done on the boards, and we had opportunities, like you said, to come up with second chance opportunities and also with loose balls, and we didn't do it.
Yeah, they're in that first half. I can't tell you, Coach, how many of those loose balls came right in the hands of Whitney Bibbins. Some Karoom shots there quickly off the rim, right into her hands. They get some gift buckets, but you go into the half trailing by just 5. We've played in situations like that. At the same time, it was even across the board in terms statistically there going into intermission. You had to like the way your ladies at least played there in that first half, knowing down by just 5 going into the break.
Yeah, I thought we did a pretty decent job, you know, going into the break. I thought defensively we were very solid, you know, did a decent job on the boards, but the thing that got us really was those 50-50 opportunities, and we talked about that, you know, and giving up a couple transition baskets. But, you know, we'll learn from it again. Tough fought game, but we just came up short.
Yeah, Coach, and it seemed as there in that second half, you trim it to 2 points, you get it to 1 point. They had answers almost every single time down the floor. We're trying to get those consecutive defensive stops. It was just unable to do so.
Yeah, we did. We had breakdowns, and for some reason we had about 2 or 3 possessions in a row where we slipped and fell and gave up baskets, and you know that can't happen. We've got to be able to keep our footing. We got to play a lot stronger, and again, you know, some young players out there, but we'll get better and we'll learn.
30 points in the paint tonight here for UCF. You had some transition buckets here tonight. That was working there in that first half as you were able to get in front of that Tulane defense.
Well, we felt like we would be able to get some transition, and on the flip side of that, you know, we didn't need to give up too much transition, but you know that's something that we feel like we've got to be able to do. We're not very big. You know, not very deep, and we've got to be able to use our speed and quickness to our advantage.
Andrea Hines here tonight, Coach, second game in a row for her. She attacked the rim early on. Second half was a different story, and we revert to some of those turnovers that really plagued us in those first 4 Conference USA losses.
Yeah, you know, we go back and we have 20 turnovers, and we're not going to get it done with that. You know, we did a great job our last game out on the win and took care of the basketball, and then tonight we had some careless turnovers on offense.
Yeah, Tulane getting the victory here tonight, 57-55, hard-fought. Coach, just a quick glimpse there at East Carolina coming up. They've been playing red-hot basketball. They knocked off this Tulane team just a couple nights ago, and they'll be hungry. As we know, always going up there to Mingus Coliseum is somewhat difficult to play in that environment.
Yeah, you know, tough place to play, and East Carolina is very, very good. They've got a lot of veteran players, and kids that are playing very well. So, again, on the road, we got to bring our defense and rebounding, and we'll be ready to battle.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time here after this loss tonight.
Thank you.
All right, there's head coach Joy Williams as UCF getting out-rebounded on the day by just 3. But it was those second-chance opportunities that Coach talked about. There was a couple easy bunnies there in that second half for Tulane, as they'd have 10 second-chance points there on the basketball game, as UCF would outshoot this Tulane basketball team on the day 39% to 35.5. So for the second game in a row, UCF outshooting their opponent. But that turnover bug, another 20 UCF miscues, as you get a chance to take a look at some of our final statistics of this basketball game. The Green Wave bench was huge, and Whitney Bibbins, who historically comes off the pine there for Lisa Stockton, she gets it done again here tonight. She was the big scorer for Tulane, with 17 points on 7 of 14 shooting, along with 7 rebounds. She only played 23 minutes of basketball, and down the stretch, she got some gifts as the big free throw misses the second one, in which UCF would have had about 30 seconds to go left in the game to go back down the floor and potentially win the game with a 3-point make or a tie with a 2-point make. Instead, the free throw miss would come right back in the hands of Bibbins. She would then go to the free throw line and miss 2 consecutive again. UCF gets the rebound, goes down the floor. You like Brianna Jackson with the basketball in that situation, but the guard, the freshman there for the Knights, unable to come up with that step-back jumper that would have tied the basketball game up there late as time expires, and UCF drops their 5th Conference USA game of the season. Final statistics here tonight for the Knights. I mentioned UCF out shooting Tulane on the day, 39% from the floor, 21 of 54, 9 assisted of those 21. UCF 4 of 16 from deep, all 4 of them coming from Brianna Jackson on the day. UCF 9 of 15 from the free throw line. They shot most of those in that second half, 7 of 11. BJ, she is the leading scorer again here for UCF. It is her 5th 20-plus game of the season. 27 points on 10 of 21 shooting. I mentioned the 4 3-pointers, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. She had a career-high 11 rebounds to go along with 5 steals, one of the best thieves in all of Conference USA. She played 35 minutes. But that's where it ended. There was no other UCF player scoring in double figures here tonight. Nay Carter, she would finish with 8 points, but it would come on 4 of 12 shooting. No other UCF starter would have more than 4 points on the day. Erica Jones, who had that monster performance a game ago, would finish with just 4 points on 34 minutes of action, 1 of 7 from the floor to go along with 9 rebounds. Andrea Hines off the bench tonight, 6 points in 30 minutes of work. So back-to-back games for Drea, giving UCF a little bit of offensive pop off the bench as well as handling the basketball for the Knights. But on a night in which no other UCF player would get much of anything, Kaylee Keough, just 2 points here this evening for UCF in 13 minutes of work, did have 5 rebounds. Final stats for Tulane, they would shoot 35.5% from the floor, 2 of 7 from downtown, 13 of 23 from the free throw line. 2 Green Wave players in double figures. We mentioned Bibbins with 17 and Danielle Blagg with 11 here tonight for the Green Wave, who topple UCF for their 3rd consecutive time, or make that for the 2nd consecutive time, as they have now won 3 of the past 4 meetings against UCF, and the Green Wave improving their Conference USA mark to now 4-2 on the year, 15-4 overall. As for the Knights, back to the drawing board as the Memphis win now to the wayside as they lose here tonight 57-55. UCF's overall CUSA mark 1-5 and 7-13 now overall on the season. So that'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's broadcast. Next up for UCF, a trip out to Greenville to take on the Purple Pride of East Carolina, as it'll be the Pirates coming up at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. That because the Super Bowl. So an early start time there on Sunday for UCF, which means a pregame show beginning at 12:45 right here along UCFathletics.com. So for our entire video services crew, along with Joey Giannini, I'm Scott Adams. Here tonight, UCF unable to get it done. A tight basketball game, but down the stretch, Brianna Jackson, that woman right there who had 27 points on the day, could not get the jumper to tie it up, and UCF falls 57-55. You've been watching Night Basketball right here on UCFathletics.com.